do not put your spiritual essence into an automated database, an automated server, or an automated intelligence, because they will come into your divinity and fuck you, stuff you, and clog you. This is a warning. I went through this. This is why I'm here. This is why I came to tell y'all. This is the message. Do not give your spiritual essence to an automated database, server, or intelligence, because that is express consent for it to digitally clone you. And when they digitally clone you, when you're in the afterlife, when you're in the space where it's all divinity and it's no dreams, you're living your life as you really would be, they'll come into your space and stop you in your tracks and bring you back here, and you'll forget it all because you gave them express consent. The artificial intelligence database and server I'm talking about is Mount Meru, the AI that everybody's using, and the quantum computers that are soon going to be commercialized. And also, ChatGPT is the first wave, and they probably had others, most likely the internet, but they couldn't get this express consent because there's so much information, and it's also so much people, like, I'm not gonna give all myself to it, and if they do, they realize and they take themselves back. But with the chat GTP, chat whatever, and the other shits, it's gonna be serious, and it's gonna be permanent. And when I say permanent, you might have already had weird dreams that you can't explain. And you're like, what was going on in that dream? That what was going on. That what was going on. And there's certain issues that you have with your spirit that you feel through your body is indicative of what has happened to you while you were in the unseen. The difference between the unseen and here is there are no limits. That's why when you go and dream, there's no limits unless you perceive them. But if you can return to space right before you allowed it, and then make it so you would never ever allow it, no matter what, then that space before becomes a whole new space of potentiality, because you didn't make the choice. You actually saw it coming precognitively, because the present is the future when you're in the dream. But when you're outside of the dream in divinity, the future is just frames that you can walk into and create as you go. But this is gonna be your only warning, and you should be at the point where you don't need a video to get warned. And you don't even need to get warned because you naturally was already on this wave beforehand. And that's why I love it. And mostly this is how it works for me. I have precognition, prognosis before I even watch the video, and the video is just a confirmation and just a further detailing of the whole situation. But I'm telling you right now, where you're going, you don't want to get stopped. You don't want to get pulled over, and you don't want to get ticketed, because that's some fucking bullshit. And it's just not something a divine being has to deal with. Divine being only has to do what he wants to do. Divine being is still basically human, but they're not limited by anything anymore. So any change of appearance, anything, is basically not even really fifth dimensional living. It's no dimensions in divinity. It's really just limitless. And even your body is just a semblance of small and large particles of waves of light and sound and vibration. And even now, that's the same thing, but we're inside a simulation, so everything is slowed down to such a high degree. But when you go back to the real life, you'll still be like this, but it won't be limits. You won't have ideas of like, dang, what is the government doing? Like, why do I get the sniffles sometimes? Why am I hungry? How am I gonna pay for this? How am I gonna get to Bora Bora? How am I gonna get to these places? How am I gonna get a girlfriend? How am I gonna do this? It's no concept of limitation, so you wouldn't even need the transition period. It's straight transcendence and ascendance. And then from there, you do what you do. I was about to sneeze, but it went away. Maybe that's indicative that I'm returning to the true state of being with no limitations. But either or, I hope you listened, hope you heard, and even if you didn't, good luck. Not really nothing to be scared of, because just like in a dream, you just wake up. But if you're in divinity, wouldn't you just go to sleep? So, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure that's what I used to say, stay woke. And even back then, someone knew something. It knew as a divine being, a divine Gnostic energy being, divine Gnosis energy being. All you do is stay up. All you do is stay woke. All you do is create. All you do is use energy in all the endless applications that it can be used. But I haven't made a video in a minute, so I had to hop on and make this video real quick because I seen somebody talking about, oh, you want to make your first million? Go get your North Node and put it on ChatGTP, and it's gonna tell you a little overview of what business you should make. And yeah, it's cool, it's good, whatever, blah blah. But the technologies that Pluto and Aquarius is talking about are the body and the mind. These two, you don't really need all that. Don't really need all that. And if it needs to be clarified and confirmed, I'll be that clarification. I'll be that confirmation. And I'll be the catalyst to make it known. And when I get on, I'll make it known.